Well, hey there, Brickheads. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Coming at you with one of my favorite days, a Wild Card Wednesday. This is where I get to talk your ear off about something unique, something different. I've talked about different themes. I've talked about, investing in Lego. And today, I just thought it'd be interesting to talk about what happens to every AFOL at least some point when they're talking to somebody who isn't an AFOL, a fellow adult who maybe doesn't know about this amazing little world of brick. And so I'm going to talk to you today about the 10 most asked questions I get as someone who is I guess I could say fanatic about Lego, right? I mean, if you collect a lot of Lego and people come over and see your sets, or they see all your pieces, or they see your builds, you always tend to get similar questions, right? And so I'm going to let you know the answers to those questions for me. That way, if someone goes, "Hey, Steve, I can say, "Hey, there's a podcast for that," right? And so yeah, that's what we're going to do today. And I also want to just, before I start, I do want to say thank you so much wherever you are listening in. I just appreciate that. It helps me out a bunch, as well as if you're a visual person, always got the YouTube page as well with the Imagination Brick Shop. So you just put in the Imagination Brick Shop wherever you want, and you can tune in. So thank you for listening. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, here we go. The most asked questions, the top 10 questions. And the number one question I get, and this is the number one question every AFOL gets, is how many Lego sets do you have in your collection? How much Lego do you own? And so this is an actual easy answer. I document all of my sets. I actually used to keep it all through Excel, but lately, I have been keeping it all through BrickSet as well. So probably best to do it on both, honestly. But yeah, so I go through BrickSet, and the answer to that is I have 687 sets currently in my collection. Not too shabby, not nearly as much as some of the crazies out there, right? Crazy AFOLs, but 687, not too bad. Of those, 622 of them are unique sets that are pretty much out on display somewhere, either at my house or at my workplace. And so just in sets alone, that equates into about 500,000 Lego pieces. So I am not including any loose Lego, any incomplete sets, because I do have large bins of Lego, and I do have large piece counts of Lego too. Probably about another 100,000 or so pieces that are just loose for building. But yeah, 622 unique sets, and then 687 sets total currently in the collection. Why the discrepancy? Well, the 60 sets or whatnot, those are sets that are up ready for sale. And so, I don't know, however you want to count it. So there you go. That's how many Lego sets I currently own here in November of 2024. Hopefully it will continue to go up because there's a lot of great Lego out there. So then you get that first question, right? And it's always followed up by the same second question is, well, geez Louise, you got that many sets? How much money have you spent in Lego, sir? And I'm just like, okay, well, I usually don't share that number. And I'm actually not going to share it today. I will just tell you that it's enough to buy a really nice car. Even in today's market, at least a decent car. I will say I have a Lego full tour that I'm going to be putting out come right around that week of Thanksgiving, I believe is when that video is going to be coming out. And it is going to be a full tour of my entire collection. On that video, I am going to give you a detailed breakdown of how much I've spent and how much I have invested and how much I have in each particular theme. So if you really want the nitty-gritty, keep on there, keep tuning in, and I'm going to give you the full breakdown of the exact number of what I own in Lego for dollar amounts. So yeah, that should be a really, really fun video. I hope you tune into that. And then question number 3, moving right along. How long have I been collecting Lego? And so that's kind of a unique answer because I have had sets out there that I've owned for a very long time, but I always consider myself to have really come out of the dark ages back in 2009 due to Lego architecture. So I have been collecting Lego now for 15 years. And that's part of the reason I have 622 sets that are unique in my collection, is because Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, people just know that you're going to get Steve a gift, like it's a Lego set or a Lego gift card so he can go buy more Lego. And so it's not like I just go out and buy it willy-nilly, although I do get some of those current sets. But yeah, the fun play money that I use for gifts or things like that, I don't have a boat, I don't have an RV, I have Lego. That is my passion, that is what I collect. So yeah, 15 years. Then, here you go, question number 4. What was the first set you ever owned? Well, that's always a good question that I get, and it's kind of a tough one to answer because really I have 3 phases of life when it comes to Lego. Phase 1, when I was a kid, and the first sets I ever remember getting as a kid, I'm wearing the shirt right now if you're tuning in on YouTube to check it out, was set 6989, the Megacore Magnetizer. The m-tron sets, so it was a sub-theme of space. One Christmas, what was that, been 1990? I would have been, just a wee little lad, not even a teenager yet, like 9. Yeah, for Christmas, I got the Megacore Magnetizer. And if you've ever seen the m-tron sets, they were so cool because they did their sets with little magnets, which I don't think they could actually even do nowadays. They would probably consider them too dangerous because they don't want kids to swallow magnets. But, it was 1990. You could do what you wanted. And this set had a giant, neon green windshield on it, and had these 6 huge plastic wheels, and it was so cool. I actually looked it up the other day. It was 503 pieces. And I just remember this set being just a behemoth to build at 500 pieces. It was $60 back in the day. But if I want to find it now, because I don't own it now, it ended up somehow getting in my nephew's collection, or at least parted out in his collection, which is fine. Besides, that windshield's all scraped to heck anyway. But if I wanted to find it now used, it goes for a little over $200, and new in box is like $900. So, 9-year-old me would have only knew not to open it and play with it and enjoy it and just sell it again 30 years later. No, I'm kidding. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that one. And then I also, that same Christmas, I got the Stellar Recon Voyager, another m-tron set, 6956. That was 233 pieces. It was a spaceship. But again, I remember loving those m-tron minifigs so much, that big iconic M on the front, and then just having all those magnets where everything came together. It was a really fun theme, one I truly enjoyed, and the first sets I ever remember owning as a kid. So that was the kid first sets. Then fast forward, set 7194, Yoda in 2002. That's the first set I remember owning really as an adult. It was 1,000 pieces, 1,075 pieces, $100. My wife bought that for me for Christmas because I was like, that's really cool. Like a statue of Yoda, 1,000 pieces. This thing's amazing. And so I remember getting that set, and that was the first set I remember owning as an adult. It didn't really bring me out of the dark ages, but it was the first set as an adult. And then finally, the set that really brought me out of the dark ages, ironically, was a really, really small set. And I've talked about this on a Wild Card Wednesday, and that's the Empire State Building, set 21002. Only had 77 pieces, but it was such a cool little set that I just picked it up. It was $20, and it kind of reopened my eyes to Lego. And really, you can attribute that little 77-piece set to what is now a Lego obsession. And so I consider those my first sets ever, because there's definitely 3 phases of life there, right? Kid, adult, dark ages to what I would consider now being an AFOL. So yeah, those are my first sets. Moving on, question number 5. What is my favorite theme? Well, if you're tuning in on YouTube, I think you can look behind me and see what I'm into with Lego, and that is Lego Star Wars. I would say that is number 1. However, Lego architecture, Lego ideas, and believe it or not, Lego brickheads would also have to be on that list. I don't know if I could just pick one theme. That's really, really tough because there's so much great stuff out there. I love Lego icons. I love Lego Harry Potter, even though it's kind of frustrating me lately. But yeah, Star Wars, I would say, is probably edged out as number 1, followed very closely by Lego architecture. Those are my 2 main themes. And then really, I just love Lego ideas and brickheads. I just think they're great. I own, I would say I have more brickheads actually than any other theme. So partly because they're just small and they're easy to buy, and they're cheap and easy to build. So easily displayed too. So there you go. Question 6. How do I display my Lego? Well, again, looking behind me, if you are a collector, this may be a question that you wonder yourself, because that's always the big thing. Like, how do you show off your Lego? I'm a woodworker. I have a woodworking YouTube page. I have a woodworking business, which is also started right around the time I began my Lego obsession. And so I do build a lot. So I built shelves, and I've built displays, and I've done all of that. And what I've honestly found is the easiest thing to display my Lego, the most cheap, affordable, classic way, is just to literally go to IKEA and buy Billy bookshelves. That's what's behind me, are Billy bookshelves. They cost about $70 a shelf, and they're perfect. They're, as far as like bookshelves being put together, Billy's are pretty good quality material for a assembled bookshelf, and they're the right price. Now, if I want to do something deeper and display some of the bigger sets, I do the PAX shelves from IKEA, and that's PAX. So if you're wondering, like, what do you have? What are you using? Billy's and PAX. And the PAX is actually a wardrobe display that you can find there, but they're really nice because they're like 30 inches wide and they're like 2 feet deep. So if you've got a big old Lego Death Star or a roller coaster or the Hogwarts castle that's not going to fit on a 10-inch deep bookshelf, you need to go get yourself a PAX system. Now, it's a little more money. Those cost like $170 a unit, but between those 2 things, I can display most of my Lego. Obviously, I do the other shelving too. You can kind of see my theme lately. I've kind of gone for clean and crisp, and so I go for white. It is a little harder to maintain, but I just think it looks really nice. So yeah, that's how I display it. And yeah, I also want to say this. I try to display all my Lego sets because I don't know what good a Lego set is hidden in a closet or hidden in a shoe bin. That's worthless. Like, you want to see it, right? And I know sometimes space is always an issue, but being able to have it all out, that's the joy, right? So there you go. And then following up to that, question number 7, people always ask, how do I clean my Lego? Always a big question, and I'm not great about it, but cleaning and caring for Lego is really, really important. One, I will say for cleaning, what I tend to use is the compressed air. They're air duster guns. You can find them on Amazon. They're like $35, and usually they'll be displayed for like cleaning your keyboard, right? And they have these cordless USB ones that are just rechargeable, and so you don't waste money on batteries. You don't waste money on compressed air cans, even though those bad boys will really shoot. But the compressed air guns, they put out the right amount of air, plus they also have a brush attachment on them. So you can actually go through and kind of brush the studs themselves and get kind of that dust taken off. And so that's what I primarily use to clean my Lego with. I try to, when I move a Lego set, when I put it in a different spot, I'll give it a little dusting and try and clean it off. And that's how I usually keep control of the dust. Other than that, for display purposes, I control the dust through air filtration. Like I always clean my air filters out regularly so I can maybe have less dust in the environment. And then two, for display purposes, I do want to put this out there. If you're thinking about just putting your Lego out for display, know that UV is hard on Lego, especially those white pieces. They do tend to yellow. So like in this environment, I don't have a lot of natural sunlight that comes in because I don't want to fade or damage the Lego over time. Plus, it also messes with the stickers. So yeah, there you go. Keep that in mind. If you are displaying Lego, direct sun is going to be hard on Lego, so steer away from that. But yeah, that's how I clean and I care for my Lego. Speaking of cleaning and caring and just loving Lego in general, question 8 is, do I use Craggle, aka superglue, or are there sets that I collect the box and I'm just doing it completely for resale? And the answer is no. I don't like Craggle. I don't get the point of building a Lego set and then never being able to mess with it again. It's, at the end of the day, the building experience is part of the fun. And I have taken my Lego Yoda and I've taken him apart piece by piece. I've probably built him 4 different times over the years, and it's fun every single time. And why would I want to go to the effort of super gluing that together? That would just literally ruin it. And so no, I never use super glue. I think that's cheating. And then as far as box sets, the only sets I tend to not open are sets that I am specifically buying to resell so that I can make money to buy more Lego that I actually do want to open. I probably open 99% of my sets. There's a couple brick heads out there, and there's one promotional piece that I've never opened that I can think of off the top of my head. But no, I like to open them. Again, to me, Lego is about being enjoyed. It's about being built. It's about seeing the colors and just the build experience and just seeing how those build techniques all come together to give you a beautiful display set. It's artwork to me. Yeah, there's artwork on the box, but it's just not the same, you know? And if you're seeing on YouTube, I got my little Lego guy here. How much cooler is it to see this guy in real life built than just sitting in a box? So yeah, I don't like Craggle, and I want to open my Lego sets. That's part of the joy. And so I hope you do too, honestly. Moving on, 2 questions left. The other 2 questions people tend to always get is, what is your Holy Grail? What is the set you're after, right? I have over 600 sets that I own. People are like, well, clearly you own everything. You've got every set you want. And no, if you actually know anything about Lego or Lego collectors, there's always a white whale out there. And I have 2 of them. And no, neither of them are the Millennium Falcon, although I would love the UCS Millennium Falcons in the collection. My 2 white whales are, one, set 3450. It's the Lego Statue of Liberty. It came out in the year 2000. It was $200 back in the day and was 2,800 pieces. And it's a blocky build like my Yoda build or like Darth Maul behind me. That was the style back then. And it's this gorgeous, gorgeous Statue of Liberty done in all that sand green tile that's so hard to get your hands on. And it's just huge. It's hulking, it's towering, and it's beautiful. And it's also really, really expensive. Like if I want that set now, it's going to cost me a well-used set is probably going to be like over $1,000, $1,200. If I want it new in box, just to see it come up on market is going to be hard. But if it does, it's probably going to cost me over $2,000. And then if you get that, then obviously there's a rebrickable stand that you can build for it that I've seen. It's like 6,000 pieces, which makes this set like 5 feet tall. It's absurd. But yeah, unless I win the lottery, that ain't happening. But yeah, that is a white whale. The other white whale is set 10143, the Death Star 2. So I have the Death Star playset, the UCS playset, the 1018 181 or 188, I can't remember, but with like the 24 different rooms and all the minifigs. Well, Lego back in 2005 put out just a beautiful displayable Death Star 2. And the Death Star 2 is that Death Star that's not complete, right? It's still under construction. It's the one from Return of the Jedi. And it had almost 3,500 pieces, and it's ginormous. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And they haven't released another one since 2005. So we're going on 2 decades now. If I wanted that set back in the day, it would have cost me $270, which is nothing to sneeze at. But now, if I want it used, which I really think I could Bricklink this set because it's really just a whole heck of a lot of gray, and I might just do that. Full disclosure, that's what I did with Darth Maul. I Bricklinked it, and I saved a whole lot of money on it because I don't care if I have the manual for it. I want the set, right? And so I did that with Darth. I might still do that with the Death Star 2. Like I said, it's a whole lot of gray. There's usually 1 or 2 pieces in there that are like super, super pricey. I can deal with that. Because if I wanted to buy it used, $750. If I want it new in box, it's going to be like $3,000. So again, I would never buy it new in box. I don't need that in my life. What I want is the set. But yeah, those are my 2 holy grails. And then last but not least, the final question that I get, and I think every AFOL gets this, and usually it's from a person who just, this isn't the joy in their life. Like they have something else in their life that is their thing, right? It's sports, or it's, crochet, or I don't know. But the question I always get is, why do you love Lego? Like, because it's a kid's toy. Like that's usually the biggest response I get. And granted, it's happening less and less because I think Lego has become so ubiquitous in society, and it's such a universally loved toy that a lot of adults nowadays are like, wow, that's really impressive. Because back in the day when they were kids, it was just space and pirates and castle, right? And so they were used to the kid type stuff. But when someone at my work walks into my office and they see my 1989 Batmobile on the shelf, or they see the space station, or they see all my cars and I've put light kits in them and I say, check this out, and I push a button and all the lights turn on, they go from going, why do you collect Lego, to, whoa, that is really cool. Now, they don't necessarily want to own it, but they're just like, wow, this is not the Lego I was used to as a kid. And I collect Lego ultimately because it brings me joy. I love to build. I love to create. I love the cathartic experience of sitting back on a weekend after a stressful week, because the job is stressful, right? And just putting on a show or putting on a movie. Some people are eating a bowl of ice cream. I'm building a Lego set, and it's just nice. And then when I'm done building it, I get to put it up on the shelf and I get to display it. You have people that have statues. They love statues. Or you have people who have lots of books. And when they see those books on the shelves, it brings them joy. Well, when I'm looking around right now, like you see me on camera, but what you don't see is all around what I see hundreds of Lego sets. And as I look at all of them around me, like it just makes me smile. And I know the experience with each of them. I know the name of them. I know when I got them. I know the gift. This was a Christmas gift from 2007. And there's a story behind all of them, right? And it's just so much fun. And especially when you have like a kid or even adult that can come see the collection for the first time, when they go, wow, and their jaw drops a little bit, because that's kind of the point of where I'm at right now, right? They just come up, and it's not just like, hey, you want to see my Lego set? It's, whoa, this is impressive. Like it's to that point now, and it just, it makes my heart happy to share that and to have that experience with them. And so I just love it so much, and I hope it continues. I hope Lego continues doing a great job, putting out great sets. I hope they don't price out everybody, because Lego has just gotten more and more expensive. But it's just such a fun and enjoyable experience. One, not even just for myself, but with my family, building with my kids, my wonderful wife, who honestly, she wasn't into Lego at first, but now she's like, I like this Disney set. Let's turn the guest room into a Lego Disney display room and the botanicals. And it's just wonderful to see her have that joy. Like this weekend, we went to a grand opening of a Bricks and Minifigs. Like that's what we did as a little spousal date, right? How much fun is that? So anyway, like I say, Lego brings me just joy. I hope you can hear that, and I hope you are enjoying this. And yeah, those are the 10 questions. Those are the main 10 questions I get. Let me know in the comments. Are those the 10 questions you get, or is there a question that I didn't answer for you and you'd like answer? If you leave me a comment at the YouTube page, I will answer it. Like I answer pretty much every single question that's an actual question. So, but yeah, with that, I hope you enjoyed this one, something a little different. And until the next podcast, I will catch you next time.